What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we are checking out the second set of battles that I did in Go Battle League for the start of Season 3. We've been wanting to try out the new Pokemon as Niantic did a PvP update for Go Battle League. So if you guys want to know more information about all that update, link's going to be popping up right here. We made a video about that, but today we are bringing Drifblim. Yesterday we brought the Abomasnow, which you guys can check out on the channel, and the team is right there. Today we brought Drifblim because Hex got more energy per turn, meaning you can gain more energy quickly, and with Icy Wind and Shadow Ball, that's a really deadly combination for the Great League. Now we also brought Meganium, which does have Frenzy Plant, which is a Community Day move, so that is Legacy, and then we brought the Galarian Stunfisk. So the idea behind this team was lead with Meganium, really strong against Pokemon like Azumarill, Registeel, Galarian Stunfisk, a lot of common things we see, and then we need protection to those flyers, which is why we have Galarian Stunfisk in the back and then a Drifblim on the safe swap. So we're going to talk more about Drifblim after the battles if you guys want to see what it does now, and also what it's going to do in Ultra League. I think that's going to be really important down the line, and me personally, I'm walking with my lucky Drifblim that I do have for Ultra League to get Best Buddy. It's going to be great in the Premier Cup, and I highly suggest you guys do the same. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the battles. Okay, so today's set was definitely a lot tougher than yesterday's set, if I'm being honest. We faced off against a lot of Season 2 ranked 10s here, so we are going into the battles right now. Now, all these battles were live streamed on Twitch, so if you guys haven't followed me over there yet, you guys can head over there, follow me. I'll be streaming again on Friday. But yeah, we're going right into it, and we are facing off against some very tough opponents today, so these are going to be some great battles here. Now, we are still rank 1 because our first set we could only do 4 battles, and in order to move to the next set you need to do 5 battles, so we couldn't do that. So as you guys can see, right off the bat facing a previous rank 10, so this is going to be a great game. Now we have Meganium versus a Shadow Hypno on the lead. Shadow Hypno is so deadly, but I know I can apply a lot of pressure here with Frenzy Plant, and we're going to have to see how this plays out, especially with the moveset coming from the Hypno. So we're going for the Frenzy Plant right here. Does quite a bit of damage. They're not going to shield, which is fine with me. Now they're loading up on energy right here, and I'm guessing it's going to be a Fire Punch or an Ice Punch. So I'm going to go ahead and shield. It is a Fire Punch, so that was a good call. Now we need to be able to get to this next Frenzy Plant right here. I want to take out this Hypno or get a shield from them, and we'll have to see how we can play this. So we're going to go ahead and take them out, and we swap now into Drifblim on what I think is the Fire Punch right here. Really hoping it's a Fire Punch. It is a Fire Punch, which is going to be neutral, which is great. So we're going to try to farm down. We do see an Azumarill now come in. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go for the Shadow Ball right here. We can't go for a shield bait opportunity because we need the extra damage against this Azumarill. So we go for the Shadow Ball and we land it, which is huge in this matchup right now. So the game is not over, and we know a Charge Move is going to be coming through. We know this is going to be an Ice Beam. This is going to KO us, but I'm going to go ahead and let my Drifblim go down. Remember, we still have our Meganium that we can come in and farm down, basically get some extra energy. Now I know they are going to be getting off an Ice Beam right here. I'm going to have to shield, and then what I'm going to look to do is store some extra energy on Meganium and then fire off the Frenzy Plant. So Switch Clock is up, so I need to be wary that they may try to switch. We go ahead and send off the Frenzy Plant right here. I didn't want that Azumarill to get to another Ice Beam, but they have shield advantage right now, which is going to be really tough. I'm expecting the Hypno now to come back in, and we'll have to see what it is. I'm ready to switch just in case. It is going to be the Hypno, so I'm going to switch right away to try to get ahead on energy, and sure enough, we have a Galarian Stunfisk now come in. So what I'm going to actually do is go for Rock Slide right here. I could go for the potential KO on Earthquake, but I know they will likely be shielding, which they do, and then we're going to have to try to get to another Rock Slide. Now an Earthquake is going to be coming through on the Galarian Stunfisk. This is not going to be enough to KO us, and thankfully we're going to be able to get off a Rock Slide right away. I need this extra chip damage right here. Now this is going to be tough. They still have Hypno with a little bit of health left, and they're going to be able to farm us down. Now I need to try to get to the Earthquake right here, and hopefully we can get to it in time. No, we cannot. We are going to be going down to the Rock Slide, and that is going to be a good game to my opponent. Really close battle right there, but let's go ahead and move into game 2. So rank 1 still facing off against some very tough opponents, but that is okay. That is how you get better when you fight someone who is very highly skilled. So team so far feeling pretty good. We had an interesting situation there of a Shadow Hypno on the lead, which is really tough to deal with. And here we go. Battle number 2. We are up against another rank 10. So here we go. Let's see how this one goes. We have Meganium versus Stunfisk on the lead. So a somewhat favorable matchup. Frenzy Plant's still going to be doing neutral. Earthquake is the thing we want to land right here. So what I want to do is really get shields out of the way for my Galarian Stunfisk in the back. So we're going to go ahead and let the Rock Slide hit us, and we're going to go straight for this Earthquake. I don't want them to think that I'm shield baiting or whatever. I either want to get a shield or I want to basically KO the Galarian Stunfisk, and we land it, which is huge. They're going to swap out now into Meganium, and this is where Drifblim comes in, everyone. Drifblim is fantastic at covering those grass-type Pokemon. So Frenzy Plant's going to be coming through, going to be resisted, but still does a lot of damage, as you guys can see. But we have Icy Wind, and our energy gain is phenomenal here with that update to Hex. So an Icy Wind now going to be coming through, going to be doing super effective damage and lowering the attack on the Meganium here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shield and look to farm down. The Frenzy Plant could KO. I don't think it would, but it would do too much damage, and we're going to look to farm down with Hex right now. Now I'm going to go for an Icy Wind. I think they could have potentially got to another Frenzy Plant just before I finish them off, so we're going to take out the Meganium. Now we are down a shield, but we have loaded energy, and we're going to see a Azumarill come in here. So again, we're going to be going straight for the Shadow Ball. My opponent is likely thinking I'm going to Icy Wind to get the debuff, but we land the Shadow Ball, and we're going to swap into our Meganium now and go straight for the Frenzy Plant. Again, clearing the shields basically to allow our Galarian Stunfisk in the back. Remember, they have one Galarian Stunfisk and this Azumarill. Now, I've thought while I was battling here that I had a Azumarill on my team instead of Galarian Stunfisk, which is why I just let the Meganium kind of go down right there, but that's okay because I'm like, oh, I have Galarian Stunfisk instead of Azumarill. The set just before this battle, I was using Azumarill, which is why it was kind of iffy. So we are now going to go for a Rock Slide right here. I want to pressure shields and health and just chip away. 2 Rock Slides is going to be good enough for us, plus I need extra energy potentially for that Galarian Stunfisk coming in. So a charge move now going to be coming through. We are going to shield. We cannot let a Hydro Pump hit us. I'm anticipating that they might swap now into their Galarian Stunfisk, so I'm overloading on energy, but I go ahead and throw the Earthquake right away to try to catch them before they switch or try to land the Hydro Pump. So the Earthquake is going to connect right here. They're going to bring in their own Galarian Stunfisk, and we are going to be able to farm down, and that is going to be a good game too. So really well played by my opponent. We saw right there what Drifblim can do, applies a lot of pressure and coverage to those grasses, and then hits really hard with Shadow Ball against Pokemon like Azumarill. So here we go, game 3 now. The tough battles are not over, everyone. This set 2 was sweaty. We have another Meganium versus Galarian Stunfisk on the lead. You guys are going to see this a lot in Go Battle League. Now we see a swap into the Hypno, so we are going to go into our Drifblim right here. Hex is doing a lot of damage, as you guys can notice. This is really, really good for us, but I have to be wary of Thunder Punch and Ice Punch, but it is going to be a Fire Punch. I'm like, okay, maybe they aren't running Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, so we're going to go ahead and go for Icy Wind right here. It's still going to do huge damage if it goes unshielded, but we do get a shield and lower the attack. That is perfectly fine. Now we're going to come in with another Icy Wind. They do get off another charge move right here, but again, I'm not going to risk the Fire Punch KOing us, so I'm just going to go ahead and shield because I want to basically try to KO this Hypno if they decide not to shield right here. So going for the Icy Wind, heavy neutral damage, going to be lowering the attack. We do get the second shield. Can we get to a third Icy Wind? No, they decide to dump their energy, which is okay with me. Things are looking tough though. The Hypno has quite a bit of health, but the attack is lowered. So we're going to come in on the Galarian Stunfisk right here. We're going to be resisting Confusion, and even though Fire Punch is going to be doing super effective damage, it's not going to do as much because we did hit 2 Icy Winds on this Hypno. So Fire Punch is going to come through, does a decent amount of damage, but we are loading up on so much energy, and now I'm going to throw the Rock Slide now that I have extra energy. They are unshielded in the back. Remember, they have Galarian Stunfisk, and they have a Pokemon that we don't know yet. So we are going to see a Meganium come in. So this is going to be a really close matchup. We have a mirror match, basically. We both have a Meganium and Galarian Stunfisk, and it's going to come down to the play with my own Meganium right here. So we're going to be going straight Rock Slides in the matchup. Rock Slide's going to be doing neutral, while Earthquake is going to be resisted. They are going for a Frenzy Plant right here. This is not going to be enough to KO us, but what I'm going to do is try to build up to an Earthquake, and then now I'm going to swap into my own Meganium. Now the Meganium versus Meganium fight, you always want to go for Frenzy Plant. It's going to do more damage damage than the Earthquake will, but we have plenty of health advantage right here, and if they decide to bring in their Galarian Stunfisk, we are overloading on energy. As you guys can see, I have 2 Frenzy Plants right here. Keep myself topped up just in case we see that Galarian Stunfisk come in. So our Frenzy Plant's going to get it low, and then I'm worried they're going to get to another Frenzy Plant, so I'm going to go ahead and throw my own right here. Their Galarian Stunfisk swapped right away, and I think we can potentially get to an Earthquake before they get to a Frenzy Plant before they get to a Rock Slide. This is going to be doing neutral damage, and they can't farm us down with Mud Shot, as we will be resisting, but we are going to see them throw their energy right here on Rock Slide, because if I get to another Frenzy Plant, it's going to be over. So Charge Move now coming through. Remember, our Stunfisk in the back is super low, but we do have stored energy, so a Rock Slide is going to take us out. Our Stunfisk is going to come in, and we are going to be able to get off the Earthquake right away, and that is going to be a good game. Very, very close, and as you guys can see, even though I think we technically kind of won lead there, that Shadow Hypno is deadly on the safe switch, which is really tough to deal with, so great game to my opponent. Alright, moving into the next one. This is rank 1, guys. This is rank 1, and we are sweaty out the gate. Like I said, we did try multiple teams. This was the second team that we tried. The first one was Abomasnow, and that video is on the channel if you guys haven't seen that already. But we have Meganium versus Dugong on the lead. Okay, so really tough matchup for me, as Ice Shard and Icy Wind is going to do quite a bit of damage, so we need to get to this Frenzy Plant in time to get a shield right here. Now, I'm debating what I can do. If I can survive an Icy Wind and get off one more Frenzy Plant, I think we're going to be okay. So I decide not to shield right here. That was my mistake. I should have shielded this first Icy Wind, because as you guys are going to see, I'm barely not going to be able to get to a Frenzy Plant in time. That is huge in the matchup. I should have shielded right there, but we are going to bring in our Galarian Stunfisk, and now we are really behind. This Dugong is ahead on energy. It's going to be getting debuffs. It has plenty of health left, and it still has a shield. So now we're going to go for Rock Slide right here. Going to be doing super effective damage because of the ice typing on Dugong. But yeah, I think that shield early was a critical mistake. We do get a second shield, which is fantastic. But the thing is, because we have Drifblim, we can't just come in with it, because Ice Shard and Icy Wind is going to do so much damage. But now we're -2 on our attack, and we have to try to take out this Dugong. But the Rock Slide is not going to do as much damage. That is why Dugong is so deadly, as you guys can see in the Great League. Now we're going to swap to our Drifblim right here, and they swap out into their Sableye. Now we're going to be able to go for the Shadow Ball right here. Going to be doing neutral damage. They do get off a charge move though, and we are going to have to shield right here. This is going to be the Foul Play, which would do super effective damage, and now we're going to go for the Shadow Ball. This is going to do quite a bit of damage. This is why Drifblim is so deadly. So the game is not over, but it's definitely an uphill battle. So we do land the Shadow Ball, and now we are just going to try our best to farm down. That is our goal right here. Farm down before they get the charge move. No, they get off the charge move last second as our Hex was hitting. So fantastic play by my opponent. The game again is still not over. We don't know what they have in the back. We have some loaded energy. Hopefully they have a flyer. They're going to bring in the Dugong right here, but they are going to be able to get off an Icy Wind, which is critical right now in this matchup, because the Icy Wind will get us low and lower our attack, so we aren't going to be able to farm down. We're going to have to throw our Rock Slide right now. This will take out Dugong, but whatever is in the back, hopefully we can maybe one-shot it. We'll have to see. And it's going to be a Defense Form Deoxys, so that is going to be a good game. So well played by my opponent, but I think my mistake there was not shielding the Icy Wind early. So moving into the next battle now. I believe this is battle 4. We'll have to see how this goes. Those some great battles that we had earlier. As you guys can see, Drifblim does really well. It puts out a lot of damage in neutral situations, on top of having Icy Wind, which is really deadly. Actually, this might be game 5. Okay. So, moving into this battle, we have Meganium versus Mawile on the lead. A Shadow Mawile with Fire Fang. That is not good. We're going to go into Galarian Stunfisk now, and we're going to draw out the Azumarill, which is kind of nice for us. So the Earthquake's going to be coming through, going to be doing neutral damage in the matchup, and because it's so early, I definitely want to apply pressure with that Earthquake and do a lot more damage than a Rock Slide would. So things are not looking good right here, right? They have a Shadow Mawile with Fire Fang. That is like the deadliest thing to this team right now. We are going to be able to get off a Rock Slide right there. Charge move now coming through. We're going to shield, I think. No, we're not going to shield. We're going to risk it, and it was an Ice Beam, which is fantastic for us, because now we can get to the Rock Slide and pressure their shield. If we can get a shield right here, this is going to be huge for us right here. So we're going for the Rock Slide. It does get a shield, fantastic, and they pulled the trigger on their charge move, even better. This is set up for us to bring in our Meganium right here. So Meganium, and they underfarmed, which is great for them. They got an extra bubble right there. So Meganium is going to come in right now, and all that health on Azumarill, we are going to hard farm down to get all the energy in the world so we can try to take out this Mawile. I know Mawile's coming in, and I want to punish them if they do not shield, so we are going to go for the Earthquake. We're going to throw the Hail Mary right here. Do we land it? We land it right there, and we take out the Mawile, and the last Pokemon is going to be a Ferrothorn, which is perfectly fine. We're going to go ahead and just go for the Earthquake right here. It is going to be resisted because of the Grass typing, but that Steel typing as well will kind of help counterbalance the damage right here. So the Power Whip's going to be coming through. We're going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake, and we have 2 shields now for our Drifblim, which is going to be fantastic. I mean, it does neutral damage, apologies, because of the Steel Grass typing there. So Drifblim now going to come through. We can safely double shield and go straight for Icy Winds. So that Earthquake land was fantastic for us, and I think the real crucial play there was predicting that it was an Ice Beam and not a Hydro Pump on the Azumarill versus our Galarian Stunfisk. So we are going to be able to now take out the Drifblim, and that is going to be a fantastic game. So super sweaty battles here in rank 1. Fantastic set right there. I think a great showcase of this team, what it's capable of against very highly skilled opponents. Now there are some other variations that you could potentially run. I think Meganium is probably the best grass up front because it does have Earthquake and Frenzy Plant, but maybe you could run something like maybe a Ferrothorn or a Superior or a Jumpluff with somewhat similar coverages, just not the same. But I do think this team is very, very strong. It was a lot of fun to use. Drifblim did great on the safe switch or closing opportunities to apply pressure and shield. So now we are going to talk more about Drifblim, what it does against the meta, and why it's so strong right now in the Great League. Alright, so we are over here on pvboke.com where you guys can check out rankings, build teams, everything you guys need to know about PvP. Now, this is the Great League rankings, and as you guys can see, something's changed. Registeel is no longer at the top. Azumarill is now number 1. Registeel dropped down to 11 because of the nerf to Flash Cannon and Focus Blast. But Drifblim is going to be pretty strong in this meta. It's at number 25 right here, and that is because of the updated energy gain from Hex. So, as you guys can see, in the one shield, it can beat Azumarill, Registeel, Swampert, Defense Form, Deoxys, Alolan Marowak, which is really strong. Now, it loses to Altaria, Skarmory, Galarian Stunfisk, Haunter, Clefable, but those are all pretty close, and I imagine if you're ahead on energy, you land the Shadow Ball, or you land multiple Icy Winds on Altaria, those matches can be flipped. Like we said, the ideal moveset you want to have is Hex, Icy Wind, and Shadow Ball. Ominous Wind is not worth it right now. Shadow Ball does way too much damage. Icy Wind is too oppressive and has coverages where Ominous Wind can't really work into that. Astonish is just a terrible ghost move, so the moves you want, Hex, Icy Wind, and Shadow Ball. Now, your weaknesses, obviously going to be Dark and Ghost because of that Ghost typing, Electric, Ice, and Rock as well. So you got to watch out for things like Bastiodon, Ice Beams, Umbreons, Pokemon like that. When we take a look at Drifblim against the overall Great League meta, it's going to be pretty solid, but I also want you guys to kind of see the stats there, why Drifblim is so potentially strong. It's very, very bulky, everyone. So it has a decent attack stat, a somewhat low defense stat, but it has fantastic stamina right there, so it can take a punch. Again, with the moveset, it does really well, and overall has a 67.5% win rate, which is really, really strong. Like we said, you got to watch out for those specific Pokemon, like Bastiodon, maybe a Shiftry as well. Abomasnow is another big one you have to watch out for. Now, against the Great League meta, so a more condensed look at the meta, it only has a 48% win rate, but that is in a even energy, even shield, one shield scenario, basically. Now, there are some things that are going to be very oppressive, like we stated earlier. So Shiftry, Sableye, Abomasnow, things like that, Bastiodon as well. But there's also some Pokemon we can really handle. Medicham, Hypno, Alolan Marowak, right? The Hypno, though, you can't get hit with the Shadow Ball. That'll be a lot of damage. Cresselia is a good one. Defense Form, Deoxys. So there's a lot of Pokemon here, as you guys are seeing, that it can handle. A lot of those grasses as well, which we saw today. And a head-on energy, it could probably do really well against some other Pokemon. Overall, I think it's very, very strong. It got a fantastic fantastic update to Hex, but we're also going to take a look at Ultra League real quick. So now we're taking a look at Drifblim in the Ultra League. This is going to be Open Ultra League first, I should say. Overall, it has 16 wins and 19 losses. So you're going to be losing to things like Gengar and Giratina Origin, Typhlosion, Articuno, Lapras, some really strong Pokemon in the meta, but you can beat Pokemon like Escavalier, Dragonite, Machamp, Armored Mewtwo, Registeel, Venusaur, which are all really strong. But let's also take a look at the Premier Cup. So against the Premier Cup meta, you still have a somewhat okay win rate, right? 45%, 18 wins, 21 losses. But again, that does not include the energy gain. I think that's what we're going to be looking to see here, is Drifblim on energy is absolutely nuts. So you're going to still have some of the same losses: Abomasnow, Gengar, Typhlosion, Honchkrow, which is going to be new, right? Got Brave Bird, watch out for Honchkrow, everyone. But you're going to have some great wins as well. So like Dragonite, Gallade, Meganium, Toxicroak, those are all going to be pretty common. Ferrothorn as well is going to be pretty common. So I think Drifblim will definitely have some play in the Ultra League Premier Cup. I would suggest you guys start walking with it and try to get it to Best Buddy if you have one that you could use. It does need to be 100% IV or near 100% as much as possible. Mine is not 100%, it's a 96%, but it is lucky, it's 96%, and it was actually traded to me from the creator of PV Poke when we were at GoFest in Chicago in 2019. So shout out to him, thank you for trading that to me. And yeah, we have that ready to go, and we are working on Best Buddy for it because I think it's going to be really strong. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Drifblim. Have you guys been utilizing it? Have you guys been liking it? I personally think it is so strong, and I'm loving it right now. And you just got to build it around other strong meta Pokemon that we see, so like Meganium and Galarian Stunfisk. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.